Is it possible to create an online business that generates 100k monthly without money, no team, and especially as a junior developer? The short answer is yes, it's possible. But the real question is how? After spending countless hours figuring out the best way for junior developers like you to start an online business without any capital, I finally cracked the code. If you're a junior developer and you're serious about improving your productivity and creating a business online, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and let's proceed. I'll show you exactly how to choose the right business model, get started with little or no resources, track your progress step by step, successfully launch your product, how to monetize it and market it to the right audience. Do you know the best part? You can do everything completely free. This isn't just any guide. I'm going to show you proven steps for you to take to achieve your dreams. And I promise you, if you stick to those steps, you are going to see the results within a year or less. So first, let's choose the business model. You are looking for a business model that doesn't demand money, but demands our skill and time. So we want to use our skill and our time as leverage over here. And I think the best business model is a SaaS. But wait, so what exactly is SaaS? It is a software delivery model where applications are hosted online and accessed via the internet. No downloads or installations are required. So think of tools like Trello, we have Zoom, we have Gmail. There's a lot of SaaS softwares across the internet. For example, the GitHub you are using, Netlify, all of these software you are using online, they are SaaS, that is software as a service. They provide services to customers like you. So why did I choose SaaS? Number one, you can leverage your programming skills. You can host your application for free. You can build it solo without a team. So the big question is, what kind of SaaS software should you create? So the answer is simple. Just create a software that solves a problem. If you have a software that do not tackle user pain points, then there's no use of creating that software. Just take yourself for example. What struggles are you going through? What are the challenges you are facing, and what software can you create that can solve that challenge you are facing? And if you figure out the software you need, then you can start creating it. So here are some ideas for you. So you can create a productive app like a simple to-do list application. You can also create a personal finance tracker for managing budgets. You can create a habit tracker for monitoring daily progress. You can choose any application you want to create or any software you want to create and kickstart the journey. So step 2, how do you start it? If you are a developer, you already have everything you need. That is your skill and the time. I don't know about the time, but I know you have the skill. If you have the skill, try to get the time and devote time for the work. So for front-end developers, don't worry about the backend. I've got you covered. You can use Firebase database. It is completely free. You can just sign up for Firebase. It is a serverless database. So what it means is that you don't need to host it on any server. It is already hosted by Google. Just go and use Firebase if you are a front-end developer out there. So you don't need to learn any complex backend. Just create the front end and you can use Firebase and add it as your backend. Even I use Firebase as my backend. So try to use Firebase if you are a front-end developer and you don't know anything about backend. What if you are a backend developer? If you are a backend developer, I suggest you partner with a front-end developer. You can look for your friend or someone that knows front-end so that you can partner with the person to create the application. So for the front-end developers, if you need a backend developer to partner with, you can just subscribe to the channel and then you can comment below, leave your email and write front-end. And if you're a backend developer, just subscribe, comment below with your email and write backend. Just leave your email and the skills you offer at the comment sections so that you can contact each other. And if you're a full stack developer, you've already got this. Just start creating. But remember, you don't need perfection. Just start creating. Don't try to create the perfect application out there. No, just start with something simple. I see a lot of beginner developers, they try to always create like robust applications, like applications with complex pages and complex mathematics. No, don't do that. Try creating something simple. Just pick a project you can finish within 3 or 2 months. Don't go and start with a project that is huge. No. You see, all these huge projects you see out there, they already started small and then they add features as the years roll on. So you can also do that. As years roll on, you can add extra features to your application. So just start with something small. So next, how do you track the progress? The key to finishing your progress is to stay organized. To stay organized, I suggest you use a tool like Trello. So we have other tools like ClickUp, we have Notion, but Trello is very simple. It is very simple. If you're a noob and you don't know how to use any of the tools, just go with Trello. It is very simple. It's just pick and drop. So you can create a board for front end, you can create another board for back end. Inside the front end, you can create cards for to do, in progress, review, and completed. Then you can have your pages at the to do side. If you are creating any of the page, just drop it on the in progress. If you want to review it, drop it on the review, and then you can move it to the completed. So you can move it around till every page is completed. And you can do the same for the back end. You can create a free board for the back end, then you can have the progresses over there. Then you can be moving them around till you finish or you complete any task. So my advice for you is to focus on progress over perfection. Don't try to spend a lot of time on a simple page. No, don't do that. Don't try spending time on a page trying to perfect the page before you move to the next page or the next task. Don't do that. Just start creating. If you are done with this page, just put it aside and proceed. After you are done with the whole application, then you can spend time perfecting it. But if you want to spend a lot of time perfecting it, you realize that you become overwhelmed, then you will even leave the project. So don't focus on perfection. And let me tell you this, there will be days when you feel unmotivated. There will be days when you feel like you are not doing anything, or you feel like you are not just going anywhere. Just take a break. That's all. If you take maybe 2 or 3 days break, you can even take 1 week break, then you can come back. So after you are done with all the processes and you have your application or your software ready, next is to launch it. Launching the software is very simple. You can simply host it on Netlify for completely free. Just go to Netlify, sign up for Netlify, then you can host your application over there or your software. And once you are done with it, just give it to 2 or 3 of your friends to test it. There is nothing more frustrating than having a buggy website or software out there. You don't want to have that. Make sure it's bug free before you start giving it to strangers or your users to use. Make sure to test every component and every page before you have the software out there. And if you have some little cash, you can simply buy a domain from cheap name. But if you don't have any cash, just leave the domain and host it on Netlify for free. So next is marketing the software. So now we are done with creating the software, we are done hosting it. How do we market the software? So before you start to market the software, I suggest you look at your target audience. So who is the people you are developing the software for? So you can have their age group, then you can have the skills of the people. For example, if you are creating a software for programmers, you can have programmers, then you can have the age range of the people you are developing the softwares for. Just look for the attributes of the audience you are creating the software for. Is it for kids? Is it for old people? Is it for parents? Or is it for everybody? Just try to figure out your audience first. And once you are done figuring out your audience, then you can look for places they hang out. Do they spend a lot of time on social media, maybe Facebook or maybe Instagram? So if your audience spend a lot of time on Facebook, you want to be targeting Facebook. And if they spend a lot of time on TikTok, you want to be targeting TikTok. So first, try to know your audience first, where they spend most of their time online. And once you are done with that, you can simply go to the platform your audience spend their time with and try to connect with them. Write a compelling story about your user problems and why you created the software and how it can help the users. So these 3 are very important: the user problems, why you created the software, and how the software can help the users. Because look, if you try to just go share your software links to users out there, they are not going to use it. They will look at you like a fraud. So make sure you write a story about their problem. What is it that they are facing? What is the problem that your software tries to tackle or tries to solve? Have the problems listed, and once you have the problem, then you can write what your software can do about those user problems. For the marketing, I'll suggest you just spend a little cash. You don't need to spend a huge money. If you go to Facebook, you can even spend like $30 or $50 for running an ad. And if you need a special marketing agency, I'll leave a link below for you to just click the link and contact our agency so that we can run the ads for you and get you the customers you want once you are done with the software. And remember, great marketing is about showing your users how your software solves their problem. The users don't care about your software. That is the truth. They don't care about your software. So make sure to tell users how your software can help them and not try to explain the software to them. No, don't try to explain the software. Just show them how the software can help solve their problem, and that is it. And once you are done with everything, next is monetizing the software. So how do you monetize it? Then there are a lot of models you can use to monetize it. So you can have a subscription attached to the software so that users can subscribe monthly, or you can use the freemium model. With the freemium model, you categorize the features of the application or the software. You can have free, basic, and you can also have premium, so that the free versions will have some limited features. Then you have the basic version, which will have extra features to the free version. Then you can have the premium, which will come with every feature the user needs to operate the software. Building an online business doesn't require a lot of money or resources. With just you, your skill, and your time, you can bring your dream to reality. So I suggest you just start now and start creating something impactful for yourself and for others. But before you start creating the software, I suggest you watch the next video so that I'll teach you how to be productive to achieve all the goals you have set for yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.